I'm sorry, but isn't this background so adorable? Like the... Styleboy and welcome to my world, and today we are getting down to the nitty and gritty. We are talking about me being gay and autistic and what it's like to be both. Oh my god, yes! I don't even know how I got onto this video. Literally, like, I was thinking I wanted to make an autistic video because I haven't been making much autistic content lately, and I was like, oh, why don't we make one? And then I went, oh, I also want to make a video about being gay because I don't do it often, and when I feel like it, ooh, the gay me is just like, do it, bitch. So I thought, why not discuss it both together so you guys can get to know what it's like to be both. It's also a good way to get to know me a little bit more if you don't know who I am. Hello, I'm Steph. Welcome. But also, thank you guys for like 2.7k. Thank you guys so much. Oh my god, I still can't believe I'm at 2.7k. That is crazy. We're actually getting to my goal of 3k. Oh my god, if you could get to 3k by the end of this year, I would be so happy. But if you do want more content like this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You know what to do. Yes, you do. I know you do. That was real close. I'm sorry. And without further ado, let us begin. I thought a good way to start is like obviously like how did we get to know both. So let's start with the autistic side and then we'll kind of go into like how I found out I was gay and then the thought process of everything. So, well, I actually got diagnosed when I was autistic at the age of 2. I didn't even know this until recently. I was like, oh, interesting. And then I didn't get told that I was autistic until 11, although I'm pretty sure I did get told I was probably autistic when I was like 8, and my brain just didn't compute and my brain was like, I'm just different. But I did get the support I needed during primary school and everything. So we move on to secondary school and I'm a much more independent style. I'm like, yes, bitch, I'm gonna conquer the world. But I still felt different. You know, I got bullied because of like the things I liked and whatever. We'll get into that side later. And I was just like, I don't know why I'm different, but I know that I'm different. But I didn't know that I was gay. I still thought that I liked girls and whatever. Later I found out an experience happened. Let's just call it a sexual awakening. That's what I'm gonna say. And I was like, wait, hang on a moment. I don't think I am straight. Like that was like the moment I realized when I was like 15. And of course I panicked. Again, this is the autism of me panicking when the source of change. I also like panicked when it came to my autistic diagnosis when you found out. I feel like this is pretty common when you do find out it's a change. I was crying my eyeballs out. Like it's not even like sad. Like I'm on no 100% it wasn't because of the fact that I am autistic. It's because of the fact that it's a change. So I'm crying my eyeballs out to 3 different sessions about learning about it, which by the way, I'm still learning today. Like I'm crying my eyeballs out at the age of 11 and there's like a picture of me looking like a guinea pig, like trying to smile for this booklet thing, but crying. So you just see my like eyes like all red and then my face looking like really red. So it's a mess of an image. That's so weird that it's coming up to 10 years since I found out. Wow. That's also the day that I met the wanted. But yeah, then I found out I was gay and of course I panicked and what I did was actually I texted my one guy friend at the time that was in the community and he was like, you don't need to rush or anything. I thought that was bi. We love our bisexual legends around here. We do. And then as I got like 17, I was questioning to myself like, do I really like girls? Like, do I actually really like girls in that way? Turns out I didn't, because I actually came out to my family, and this time, which I actually felt was way more better, is that I kind of like discussed it with them, like about my sexuality, particularly my twin sister. I was very open about it, which again, it's so good that my family was so accepting, and I obviously understand that's such a huge privilege. Oh my god. I then discovered that I was gay when I was like 17 to 18, and then I came out 18. So I've been 2 years out as being gay, but 9 years finding out that I was autistic. And just because I've been diagnosed and just because I've come out does not mean I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I feel like this year again particularly, I've learned so much about my autism. 2020, you've hit me in the face and been like, learn, bitch. Honestly, I'm grateful that I am able to learn from it. I will do a Q&A near the end, but I'm gonna do some like commonly questions that I'm pretty sure people ask. So like, which is harder to come out as, autistic or gay? It's harder to come out as gay because of like the area that I was in. Like honestly, I don't think it was a safe environment when like growing up with school to come out for me. So coming out after was much better. And then going into stuff like my first job and then also like my first like uni and stuff like that, I'm way more open. Like I don't actually go, hi guys, I'm gay. I just talk about it, like talk about guys. I'm like, oh my god, I just want a boyfriend. Which I actually still want. If a man wants to come, yes. It's like a different kind of way, like I feel much more comfortable. With autism, I would say, for me, I find it not necessarily more difficult, but it's kind of one of these things that I weirdly, now I'll explain this, like I sometimes don't really want to bring up, because I don't want to be treated differently because of it. Now, not because of paranoia, because again, I've had ableist stuff been said to my face. I've had discriminative stuff to do with my autism been said to me. Again, I've got literally a whole video because of it. Believe me, it's quite entertaining and you'll be like, what the fuck? How does this happen? It's up there. They're both very different like circumstances and they both do lead with different reactions. Like, I think again, like now, I believe that the LGBTQ community has received so much progress, and also living in a city like London is again so much more progressive than like smaller towns and in different countries. So again, like that's such a privilege. So I guess in that way, like I do feel like much more comfortable with like, oh, but I want a boyfriend, yes, or my gay ass, be like, yeah, versus again being autistic. And it's also probably because I've seen much more like gay representation than with autism. It's just because like again, like autism is still something that's like weird as a topic for some people, and I'm just like, why? The Italian hands are coming up. Why? That was a long answer. Hello, this is another day because I did not explain anything that I actually filmed. Also, welcome back to the ears. What I was trying to explain is like some of the things I felt like with being both. For me, one of the big things is that kind of feeling left out of both communities. Just so annoying, but I'm gonna explain to you why I think now I've like grown from this. With being in the gay community, I feel like I'm not valid in the gay community because of my autism. When you're trying to like chat to guys and whatever, and then they just swerve, they're like someone else or whatever, you're just there like, oh. You're just like, oh, is it because of my autism? Is it because of who I am? And da-da-da-da. And you feel left out because also like you don't really see that representation really shown. Really like autistic gay people, autistic people in the LGBTQ community. And then the opposite side is that I feel left out of the autistic community for being gay and not following necessarily the stereotypes and the archetypes and basically what's around and what's been portrayed in the media. And I've had this shown to me before in real life, and it's just, ugh, it really hurts. And it's just, you feel less valid within your identity, and that is a pain in the ass. When you feel like that, you feel kind of like diminished, you feel like you don't really belong. However, let me explain to you why I've kind of like learned like, hey, you're still you. Firstly, because being autistic in the gay community and being gay in the autistic community, guess what? You are a unique individual. Every person part of both communities are unique. They're all different and they're all going to be different regardless and whatever. So because of that, you are then going to become a unique individual, and why not celebrate that? A lot of people in the autistic community actually are part of the LGBTQ community. There is a Instagram account called Actually Autistic TikToks. Go and follow them if you want like good representation. Chef's kiss. And within being gay, LGBTQ community, there are so many people. It's a wide spectrum. And any assholes in the community who make you feel any less, bye. So yeah, that's something I feel like sometimes I do face, and it does kind of like, it's hard sometimes because you feel invalid in both. And to explain this further is that you already are not neurotypical and you're not straight, so you already feel left out in the world in that sense, and then you feel even more left out at both communities. It can be really challenging because you just feel alone and hard, and it just feels a bit isolating sometimes, and that's kind of like emotionally hard to deal with at moments. Okay, here's another thing actually. I think this is more to do with autism, and I've been feeling this quite recently, but yeah, is that autism doesn't get talked about by anyone. Disabilities and neurodiversity doesn't really get talked about by anyone, and that's why I said at the beginning of the video, like, oh, I feel like the LGBTQ plus community is so much more progressive, but autism is still almost like a taboo because no one really talks about disabilities, no one really talks about neurodiversity, and it's like literally we have to like continue talking about it, and so many idiot comments get still said to our face, and we kind of have to work hard. So it does make you feel less invalid, and when you do talk about it, like no one else speaks about it, like it's just still silent and no one communicates, and I'm just there like, and I don't know, like that kind of annoys me. And I think that's like another part of it is that you feel like no one's listening in a way. I know people are, but it just feels like no one does listen, and that's just, it can get irritating. I just wish people would talk about it more, you know, bring up it in conversations and not be afraid to talk about it. Like I'm totally down for talking about it. I love talking about it. I mean, half of the videos on my channel are about autism, but for me, I love talking about it, and I wish more people would also talk about it and not be afraid. Like it just makes me feel excluded in a way, and it's just like a wrong moment. moment. I'm gonna lead you on to the questions now because I think there's some more information there. So I actually have some questions as well that you guys asked. Thank you guys for asking. So I'm gonna go and ask them now. So one question is, the best thing about being gay and autistic. Ha 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 ha, this bit I love. I'm gonna do three. So I'm gonna do best thing about being gay, best thing about being autistic, and then best thing about being both. One of the best things about being gay is that you have taste. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, my taste is because I'm gay, like what I like musically. But I do have to say, people within gay culture do know the albums that pop off. And you cannot tell me the LGBTQ plus community don't know how to make a bop and a half that you all jam to. I'm sorry. Kian Lonsdale, Victoria Monet, MNEK, Kilani, Bronze Avery. The list could go on forever. We know how to make music pop off, okay? Okay? The gays have taste and you guys just need to accept it. Best thing about being autistic, very empathetic. That's a huge, gigantic misconception, by the way, that autistic people aren't empathetic. You're wrong. Autistic people are so empathetic. Again, it varies from person to person, but I'm a very empathetic person. To the point I feel like I'm very hyper empathetic, where like if a person is sad that I care about, I become sad sometimes. Like I feel empathy for others, and I really love that trait about me because at the end of the day, I don't know, I feel very caring and I try to be as understanding as I can. And with the being both, I would say that I'm very open to learn. With actually both, I have to still learn. So not only do I have to learn about my own autism, I also have to learn about being gay and about what I like, what I don't like, but also about like the general queer culture. There's so much I still have to learn about, to be honest. That's led me to be open to learn about other stuff. So for example, about race and Black Lives Matter, different things in the world, and like, for example, like the business side of fashion, like I've really enjoyed that. I'm very open to learn, and I feel like that is something I really, really love about it. Someone then asked, what do you think about open relationships? I mean, again, you do you. Like as long as you know all participants are happy to do it, you do you. Personally, for me, I don't think I would do it. I also got asked, did you find it hard to adjust to being gay as you have autism? Kind of no. Like I actually found it pretty okay. I feel like it wasn't hard to adjust to. It was like, yeah, it was a change. I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, cool, I like guys now. Okay. It wasn't difficult, and I feel like it wasn't as much of a big change. Like I was like, oh, okay. And I feel like for me, it was very actually kind of easy for me to adjust. And I don't think there was that much adjustment, to be honest. I think the main reason why I didn't find this adjustment so difficult is because the things that I was doing before made more sense. So for example, why was I looking at Liam Payne and Callum Hood in this like different way? Now, after realizing, I was like, no, I'm actually looking at them like, wow, they're hot. And then as soon as I kind of like realized that, oh, I liked guys, I was like, oh wait, that kind of makes sense. And then, I don't know, I guess I kind of just accepted it within myself. It was just, I wanted to come out. I think to myself, I pretty much accepted it. Someone else said, you are very brave. Do you think that the presence of autistic people in media is enough? So, okay, firstly start with, you are very brave. I always get very mixed with this, and I kind of want to like say that like, I think it's kind of weird because I'm like, being autistic is not like a bravery thing. Like this is my life at the end of the day, and I do live it. Like, yeah, there are challenges with it, but like it kind of just makes me feel weird, you know? Like I'm not a brave person for being autistic or for talking about it. I know whoever said this like question, like you're a good person. I'm not saying like to attack you, I'm just saying in general. So it kind of suggests that having autism is this like bad thing and you're overcoming it like a fear, and I don't like that because autism is not a bad thing. It's just that my brain works differently to yours. That's it. And then also it sounds slightly patronizing. I'm like, I'm a human being, please stop treating me like a baby. That's a thing. Many autistic people feel like they get treated like children, so it's not exactly the most helpful thing. Like again, I know you don't mean it in a harmful way, but that's why I don't like it. Do I think there's enough the media representation of, oh god, no. I was literally talking about this the other day, like again, the stereotypes are there. I really want to do a whole entire video on media stereotypes. With this, I get so pissed. Here's why. One, normally autistic representation is a white straight male. Where is everyone else in the community? I literally spoke about this with my Love of the Spectrum video. I went ham with that video. It's not enough. We get usually perceived as childlike for some odd reason. It's like the same thing as being hyper smart, being like unable to love or whatever. Let's get one thing straight. We are much more than that, and it kind of pisses me off. I think they need to do more about it, and I think they need to give a more diverse representation because the community is way more diverse. I need to give more of a better understanding of it, and they need to be much more open-minded to it. And also, like, easy thing, just get autistic people in the studio with you if you're going to be writing autistic characters. And last Question. Do you feel like there should be more events such as meetups specifically for autistic people in the LGBTQ+ community? For those of us who find social interactions and loud pubs and clubs and gigs difficult. Oh, of course. So I feel like in general, LGBTQ+ members deserve more spaces that aren't just clubs or bars or anything like that. I honestly would love if there was a gay cafe and like we could meet people by there. But also specifically for people in the autistic community, it would be so brilliant to meet people who are autistic and in the LGBTQ community, because I haven't really met many. So I think that'd be a brilliant idea. I think that's really it. But I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below any either autistic videos or any LGBTQ+ videos you want to see me film, and literally I will do them. Please like, subscribe, share. You know what to do, and I shall see you guys very, very soon. Cheers, adios, goodbye people, goodbye.